perhaps the most peculiar and interesting rapper to ever emerge from the city, as this gender-bending, gun-toting genius.
Bro, what you looking at me for, man? What are you looking at? After pulling them so much.
Went against every rule in the rap game. From painting his nails and infamously wearing a dress on his Jeffrey album cover, Thug single-handedly changed the definition of gangster.
And he got rimmed by Leroy Conan. If you didn't know, you have to get your ass popped to get that deal. No cap. And that perky, and I call it Ahead. Whoa, did he just do some AI shit?
But don't be fooled, because behind this dress is allegedly a violent gang leader who won't hesitate to take you out if you cross him. Because on May the 9th, 2022, Atlanta rapper Young Thug was arrested along with 27 other people associated with his YSL collective. In a 56-count Georgia state RICO indictment, Thug was accused of being the ringleader of a dangerous gang, YSL, which he was alleged to be running under the guise of a record label and musical collective. But according to the prosecutors, Thug was actually the head honcho of this dangerous criminal organization that was responsible for a litany of murder, assault, robbery, carjacking, firearm, and drug offenses. And over the course of the trial, salacious details of Young Thug's beef in the streets were dragged out in the courtroom, including apparently true lyrics about having had one of his enemy's mother's house shot up. These charges were extremely serious, and Thug was potentially looking at spending decades or perhaps the rest of his...
You know that beat is a Pierre Bourne beat? That song he did with Juice WRLD, I did not know. Bro, I did not. Oh, my bad. Bro, I did not know he got in trouble for that. Shoot his mama house up now, he no longer mention me. Like, I already know how he said it, because the beat is like some happy ass beat. Imagine you getting locked up and they playing that shit. Like, remember they play Lifestyle in Court? That nigga was that shit was hitting in the worst way.
Life behind bars. But considering the seriousness of his charges, many people were shocked to hear the news when just over 2 years later, Young Thug was released from jail on Halloween, October the 31st, 2024. He had spent over 700 days in jail before accepting a plea deal that saw him pleading guilty to several serious charges for participating in the criminal street gang. He was ultimately given a 40-year suspended sentence, with the first 5 years incarceration commuted to time served, meaning that his roughly 2.5 years in jail awaiting trial would actually allow him to get right back onto the streets. This was an absolutely jaw-dropping move by the court, which shocked many. People were left asking, how is it that someone can be the leader of a violent gang that committed crimes as serious as murder be allowed back on the streets so easily? Well, behind the scenes, there were a series of insane dramas that played out both inside the courtroom and in the back rooms, with one of the most sloppy prosecutions in Atlanta history combined with some ingenious tactics that seemed to put Young Thug and his team one step ahead of prosecutors at all times. But today, with Thug back on the streets, many questions remain unanswered. Was all of this just luck, or did Young Thug and his team learn from other body-beating rappers like King Von and create an ingenious tactic of playing both sides in the courtroom? Moves which allowed them to replace unfavorable judges, destroy the credibility of key witnesses, and corner the prosecution in such a way that in the end, there was no way of knowing what was truth and what was a lie. For years, I and many others have wondered exactly what was going on behind the scenes and what was the true motive behind the alleged murder that nearly took Young Thug off the streets for good. Well, today, we're going to be blowing that case wide open and answering once and for all why Young Thug wanted certain people dead in his city, how him and YSL operated as a criminal organization, and how him and his team were essentially able to get away with murder in the courtroom, absolutely demolishing one of America's most high-profile district attorneys and completely robbing the family of a murdered rival of the justice that they...
Yeah, because Nut really died, bro, and they got that hit out and they did that. Young Thug should be in jail. They know that he did it, but for some reason they just can't prove it. But what Thug say? I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases.
They so desperately seeked. This is the story of Young Thug, the demon.
Confluence. He said he's amazing. I think he said he's a Mason.
At all.
I made a video saying Young Thug's a third-degree Mason. And I had like 5,000 black dudes. I'm a traveling man. I'm the real traveling man, bro. You don't know what you talk about. He's not that rank. I'm like, shut your bitch ass up. You know exactly what I was trying to say. Or nigga, enlighten me. And I asked them, I'm like, I pinned the comment, I'm like, one of you bitch ass, boule ass niggas, enlighten me then on what the fuck is going on. Cause I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Niggas went, yeah, cause you took a secrecy of oath, you goofy ass boule, random bald head goofy. You ain't on shit. How my youngest come split spot your shit. Shout out to all the elders, shout out to everybody that's rocking. And you not boule. No offense to bald head. Nobody bald head, but some cool bald head brothers out here. But I'm just saying, like, them niggas always be looking the same. Them boule ass niggas with them letters and shit. Or them fake Masons and shit. Like, you niggas be dirty as hell, man.
Jonesboro South.
About the knowledge, brother.
Atlanta is on schedule to become the first major city to tear down all of its project housing.
Atlanta police is investigating a shooting on Cleveland Avenue.
Fatal shooting on Cleveland Avenue.
Shooting on Cleveland Avenue. Shot in the head off Cleveland Avenue.
Police tell us that they are investigating another shooting on Cleveland Avenue. There have been multiple shootings near this stretch of Cleveland Avenue just in the past couple of months.
Man, stole this swag, though. Hey, Jay, how you say he do it? Hold on, let me widen.
I'm Young Thug, aka Jay. I'm Jonesboro South. Born there, stayed there, still there. Long time ago, I've been right around. Nobody didn't believe in me. Rock Crew, Jonesboro South.
Rock Crew.
It's something on there called Rock Crew. What is that and how did that come
This
about?
random note, all the cryptos is down right now, bro. I suggest y'all buy some. Buy some, bro.
I mean, it's not a crew. It's a gang. I mean, it's not a gang or a crew. It's a family.
I would say it's the melody in his voice.
When we I got one of the biggest
I would
bloods in
say
America with
it's
my
the melody. Oh, I hate that shit, though.
31. That's what I stand on. True blood. True blood.
And you give a popcorn to somebody like this.
It don't matter.
He
could be
spiritually dead. Look at him. Look at his face. You could tell he's spiritually dead. I'm done.
a gangster with.
But I'm not watching this whole video anyway, y'all. We just gonna watch, like, we gonna get into it.
I would say it's the bravery. He's brave.
Yeah, I got time. Yeah, I'm on train. Don't even think. Yeah, I got time. Yeah, I'm on train. Got a bit bang. Don't even think.
Yeah, I met Basil. He came to one of my shows in Miami. He was like, nephew, pull up on me at the studio. I got one I want you to hear. And hit Spacebar. The rest is history.
His earliest mixtapes in 2011, we've seen Young Thug transform hip-hop.
Alright, shout out to Jeff. What is it you want your fans to know more than anything else?
I just want everybody to know that I'm a genius.
Yeah, YSL. Hard 6 coming out Friday, first show. New Orleans, Holly Grove. Beat me down, baby. Beat me down. Beat me down. Beat me down.
That Sauce Walker would be funny.
Nah, you're the close friend named Nut.
I can't even rewind, bro.
Is that your best friend?
That was one of my best friends, big brother.
I was the nigga that was still with Birdman and Thug that can chill net. This was happening over here. But before I could drop it, the murder happened. Now the beef is on.
What happened with Rich Gang?
We can focus on our solo career. It's still family though.
I was the first at Nut mama house. And she grabbed me, said they killed my baby. Pulled me on her bed and held me like he crying that they killed her son.
I saw you also was tweeting at Young Thug's fiance, and he was saying that you were just trying to come at him because he's the hottest rapper.
I don't think we can be like how we used to be. Right. He already did. He already just did. Some bull.
A 15-year-old boy shot and killed this morning at a Southwest Atlanta apartment complex.
They said the 15-year-old was a known gang member.
The medical examiner says 23-year-old Shimel Drinks was killed near I-28 last night.
Young
Thug is scheduled to appear in.
The whole intro you hearing right now, bro, is all comes from signing Young Thug to that record label. This is what he. This is the end. This is what he brought. This is a product of what he brought. And I know he brought good music, fun, new fashion trends. No, y'all niggas ain't watch Boondocks, man. A lot of niggas who support certain shit, you just know they never watch Boondocks, bro.
Court today in Georgia on gang-related charges.
He's one of more than 2 dozen people arrested as part of a sweeping gang indictment.
Mr. Williams committed no crime whatsoever.
My son has been unfairly linked to a lot of things.
It does not matter what your notoriety is, what your fame is. If you come to Fulton County, Georgia, and you commit crime, and we are going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
And a rapper Young Thug is facing 7 new felony charges now.
Brad, you can't make this stuff up. Another day, another incident.
Take Mr. Teal in the custody, please.
Many of the charges related to the indictment points to Young Thug's rap lyrics as well as social media posts
as evidence.
You said who paid for the hotel?
Yes, you said you did not pay for it.
Yeah, I didn't pay for it.
So who paid for it?
I guess Young Thug, yeah.
Charged in this indictment, but he says wannabe slime, go catch you a body. Count 1, Rico. My niggas really be slime and we committing them crimes. Take this to mother trial. I bet my life for real. For slime, you know I kill.
When we've heard things like this is all just fantasy. Your Honor, that's not fantasy. People are dead.
I take full responsibility for, my crimes, for my charges.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right way.
Pick it up.
Yeah.
Pick it up. Pick that shit up.
And I just want y'all to keep screaming his name. Long live nothing else.
No justice.
Let them know they haven't done anything.
You got no justice. Nut got no justice, bro. It's crazy.
I wasted thousands on expensive car insurance until I found this.
You monster, you. Fuck my baby. Oh my God. Nah, let me stop playing. Hit that like, man. Hit that like if y'all ain't hit that like yet, man. I see y'all don't be hitting that like. Y'all be just trying to watch and slide in and out. Hit that like, bro. Hit that like. Stop playing with me.
To truly understand the man behind the case, we have to go all the way back to the start and take a closer look at the mean streets that made the artist that we now know as Young Thug a thug so young. Real name Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug was born on the 16th of August 1991. He was the 10th out of 11 children on his mother's side of the family, a position that undoubtedly came with its own set of challenges, particularly how the Williams family grew up in extreme poverty. Thug spent much of his childhood in Jonesboro South, also known as JBS.
He dropped this 4-hour video like it was nothing. I might as well just drop the 4-hour reaction, huh? 4 hours, y'all, we locking in. I'm gonna go as long as I can on this video.
A rough public housing project on the corner of Jonesboro Road and Williams Road in the southeast of Atlanta, not far from the infamous Cleveland Avenue that Thug and his YSL set would later begin to claim. Since its opening in the 1970s, Jonesboro South was plagued by poor living conditions, and it soon became a hub for gangs, drugs, and violence, such as the tragic 2004 shootout that would end up killing a 4-year-old girl named Cedriana Rosser. When speaking with the Fader magazine about his come-up in these projects, Thug would underscore just how rundown and poor the conditions were where he grew up, saying how these projects were nothing but rats and roaches. As part of Atlanta's effort to get rid of all the large public housing projects in the city that had become synonymous with crime, Jonesboro South apartments were eventually closed in 2007 before being demolished in 2008.
Housing Authority is pushing ahead with plans to demolish 2 public housing high-rises. Some members of the Atlanta City Council are trying to delay the demolition. They're concerned about the impact on residents of the Roosevelt Tower and Palmer House, but the authority says it's time to make way for something new.
You know what's crazy about like the cleanliness of your house? People in the hood be like, oh, well, it's dirty here. We in the trenches. Bro, when I be out in certain communities, they're consistently building their houses. They're consistently why? That's because there was no men in the house in these project section 8 houses and shit like that. Niggas should have just been rebuilding and making the community look nice. But niggas too focused on selling drugs. Niggas too focused on crash house shit. How am I 23 and I understand this shit? How you supposed to build your community? Maybe the housing got worse because you didn't fucking build nothing from the inception of when it started. You just lived in the conditions of what it was. If you don't clean your house, it's gonna get dirty. It's gonna get broken down. It's gonna be holes and scolts and what's that shit called? Your shit to start deteriorating, mold and shit like that, you know? So
our government should not be in the business of subsidizing poor living conditions, and we're not doing that any longer here in Atlanta.
The Atlanta Housing Authority has already demolished several older public housing complexes. The city gave residents vouchers and assistance in finding new affordable housing. Atlanta is on schedule to become the first major city to tear down all of its project housing.
The worst of those projects have been replaced by developments that were once unimaginable.
Housing Authority contractors began the demolition on Carver homes in late 2001. That cleared the way for private partners selected to invest in and manage the new developments at Carver and elsewhere across Atlanta.
Centennial Place. It used to be Techwood, located near Georgia Tech.
This is the country's first mixed-income community built 13 years ago.
Poverty, the shootings, the drug abuse.
2 guys got in a fight right across in front of my house. I saw one peep his head around the corner, pow, pow, pow. It was just like you was in a movie, Western movie.
Even Davis moved into everything, boy. I'm telling you, grandma's done seen some more gangster shit than half of us. Cause all grandma gotta do is look at that window. She seen it. Grandma done seen the brain splatter a few times. Crazy. You be thinking grandma don't know nothing. Grandma done seen it all. Shit, I'll just text my grandma today. No cap. Y'all better text y'all family too. If you got a mama or grandma, go text them and tell them you love them right now. Stop this video. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all for life. I'm gonna keep it lit.
Atlanta's East Lake Meadows housing project in 1971. It wasn't long before murder and mayhem became a way of life. The 650-unit housing project was never great, but when drugs took over and gangs claimed turf, it went from bad to horrible in a hurry.
They would shoot and cut and stab and kill each other. That's what they did.
By 1995, the crime rate was 18 times the national average.
But Thug would still seemingly remain living, or at least spending time in this area, as he and his friends would now move their main hangout spot down to Cleveland Avenue. Now, as many fans of Atlanta rap would know from the music of some of their favorite artists, locals commonly divide Atlanta up based on the city's different police precincts, or zones.
Oh my God. Damn, camera failed to doom.
They're doing this instead.
Around the corner, pow, pow, pow. It was just like you was in a movie, Western movie.
Eva Davis moved into Atlanta's East Lake Meadows housing project in 1971. It wasn't long before murder
in a movie, Western movie.
Have the same notoriety that its neighbor in the north, Zone 6, has, also known by locals as East Atlanta, an area that's been made famous particularly by the godfather of Atlanta trap music,
Georgia Tech. This is the country's first mixed-income community built 13 years ago.
Poverty, the shootings, the drug abuse.
2 guys got in a fight right across in front of my house. I saw one peep his head around the corner, pow, pow, pow.
out spot down to Cleveland Avenue. Now, as many fans of Atlanta rap would know from the music of some of their favorite artists, locals commonly divide Atlanta up based on the city's different police precincts, or zones, that go from 1 to 6, the Jonesboro South and Cleveland Avenue belonging to Zone 3, which covers much of the city's southeast neighborhoods. Zone 3 doesn't quite have the same notoriety that its neighbor in the north, Zone 6, has, also known by locals as East Atlanta, an area that's been made famous particularly by the godfather of Atlanta trap music, Mr. Zone 6 himself, aka Gucci Mane, who made his name in those streets whilst living in a Section 8 housing project called the Sun Valley Apartments, now known as Artesian East Village, located on Boulder Crest Road. Although ironically, these apartments are technically located in DeKalb County, therefore they're actually policed by the DeKalb Police Department, not the Atlanta Police Department, which is why they're also not officially part of Zone 6. But anyway, while Zone 3 might not be as famous as its neighbor, it's still one of the most active areas in Atlanta when it comes to crime and gangs. And it's particularly around Cleveland Avenue where much of this activity takes place.
Police tell us that they are investigating another shooting on Cleveland Avenue. We've been looking into crime around this area and realized there have been multiple shootings near this stretch of Cleveland Avenue just in the past couple of months.
Atlanta police are investigating a shooting on Cleveland Avenue. Police say someone shot a person, leaving them in critical condition.
Tonight, we are learning more about a fatal shooting overnight in southeast Atlanta. It happened just after 11 o'clock at an apartment complex on Cleveland Avenue. Several people were shot during this incident, including 4 women.
Police confirming a person in a car is at Grady Hospital after being shot. This happened near I-85 South at the Cleveland Avenue exit.
Police say 34-year-old Kira Baker was found shot in the head outside American Wings and Seafood off Cleveland Avenue.
And police is investigating a shooting on Cleveland Avenue.
People that's attached with this YSL case.
Officers tell us one victim in his 50s was shot multiple times and pronounced dead at the scene.
Cleveland Avenue, often called Believeland due to its heavy blood gang affiliations, or Little Haiti due to how rough the area has been over the years in a comparison to the third world countries, country. The area played a significant role in shaping young Thug's early life. Sometime during the 2000s, Thug would allegedly get involved with a set known as Raised on Cleveland, also known as ROC, or the Rock Crew.
Swag, jacking out here. Put the camera on there. Hold on, look, my partner say this man stole his swag now. Hey, Jill, how you say he do it? Hold on, let me wind it out. Let me wind it out. Hey, Pop, get on the nigga. Hold on. My Shell say he the king of white swagging, right? Stand on one time, let's just let these folks see what you're doing now. Straight out the goddamn. Rocked out right here, man, you know what I'm saying? Alright, you check him out now. Now he said that he want to blow the whistle on young Christian right here. Blow the whistle on them right here. Nip the only take cameras, take pictures in his camera phone, and he don't got a camera phone. Do what he do. Do what he do, Joe. Do what he do, Joe, when you walk up. Listen, guys, this is what he doing. He's on his phone, but he's taking pictures of me at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Man,
man, Rico ain't there like that going on. Y'all believe that? I got a bridge in Brooklyn I want to see.
Yeah, we down here, they pod kicking it, man, every day. Little Monte right here, man. So rock with, man. 8484, no, man. Check in with him one time.
The Rock Crew would rep the color red for their affiliation to the wider Blood Gang, with at least some of the members repping particularly the New York-originated Money Murder.
I don't know, man. He making it seem like they some dangerous bloods. They ain't look like no dangerous. Well, can't judge a book by
or SMM, a Blood Gang faction that's part of the so-called United Blood Nation, or UBN, an East Coast-originated Blood Gang alliance that also includes gangs
make it
like
seem like, oh, it was more gutter back then, bro. I mean, it was a lot of gutter shit going on, especially like New York. They said New York was like gladiator school in the 90s. I can only imagine. There's no cameras, hella people. Shit like Chicago damn near. It's just, you gotta have blick everywhere. Like, holy shit, you walk into a building, it's a million niggas. Oh my goodness, I can only imagine, bro. New York, but like, bro, Atlanta, the South been crazy, but it really be niggas who just, a lot of violence be from like lacking emotional intelligence. Even if it's violence over money and shit like that, bro. I feel like that's seized down a lot these days, but even back then, they made it seem like, oh, we killed them for money back then. But, man, a lot of y'all was followers, too. Don't try to make it seem like it's just this generation.
Prey Gangsters, G-Shine, aka Gangster Killer Bloods, or GKB, and the 183 Gangster Bloods.
Guys, I'm about to cash a check for $180,000 and get my entire car loan paid off.
Yeah, me too. I'm about to cash $180,000. We all
Money
gonna
Murder
cash
is also
$180,000 check then, since he just going so crazy.
Known as the two-gun gang, which the gang reps by throwing two guns up, making gun fingers with both hands, as Thug and other members can be seen doing in this picture. Because of their blood affiliation, the Rock Crew would also call their set RO5, replacing the C with a 5 due to their supposed hatred for the Crips, with the 5 also standing for the 5-point star that particularly the East Coast Bloods rep as a symbol for the People Nation Gang Alliance that originated amongst gangs in the city of Chicago, but later spread to other areas. Young Thug would later make extensive use of the 5-point star and a number 5 instead of letters in his Spider clothing brand as well. But anyway, the Rock Crew would also rep their set by doing the famous diamond hand sign, originally invented by Jay-Z for his Rockefeller record label, and members of the Rock Crew would also show their alliance by rocking Jay-Z's Rockaware jeans brand. Now, members of the Rock Crew in Atlanta would also seemingly rep numerous other monikers and cliques, such as Young Loyalty or YL, which was known together with the Rock Crew as YL Rock, ABC, which stands for All Bout Cleveland, and YB, which stands for Young Bloods. YRC stands for Young Rock Crew, or simply Young Crew, which they would call Young Brew, again replacing the C with a B, or sometimes abbreviating it to Y5, with a 5 also replacing the C. The Y5 moniker is still repped by many people from the area, such as the rapper Y5 Hit, also known as YSL Hit. Also, as was popular at the time in many cities, the Rock Crew would also have a female crew called the Rock Girls. The Rock Crew was also affiliated with numerous other blood sets and cliques from nearby areas, such as the Red Cartel, who were also from around Cleveland Avenue, and many had seemingly spent their early years in the nearby Gilbert Gardens apartments that were closed down in the mid-2000s, although the welcome sign for these projects would remain in place until the early 2010s, and it was repped by their set in their music videos, which would also showcase their heavy blood affiliation. Some of the sets affiliated with the Rock Crew were also more far away from Cleveland Avenue, such as the Mechanicsville Bird Gang, or MBG, who unsurprisingly hail from the Mechanicsville neighborhood near downtown Atlanta. MBG were also part of a larger gang alliance called 30 Deep from Mechanicsville and the neighboring Pittsburgh neighborhoods, which also included cliques like DRC or the Robin Crew and YRC, Young Robin Crew, who were raising hell in in Atlanta and the nearby areas during the 2000s and early 2010s by committing numerous burglaries, robberies, and shootings. In fact, one of the key members of YSL, who later became a household name after his controversial but entertaining appearance during the YSL RICO trial, was Lil Woody. He would originally hail from 30 Deep, being allegedly part of the Robin crew, and even writing on his Facebook in December 2009 how he had barely avoided arrest where several other members had gotten locked up. Hey, Woody's pretty good at avoiding getting arrested. Anyway, perhaps somewhat surprisingly, the Rock crew was also cool with a set called ABG, or Atlanta Blood Gang, also known as Anybody Get It, who would later become some of the biggest rivals of YSL. But of course, ABG is better known for their close connection with YFN, or Young Fly N-Words, also known as YFNBC, or Young Fly N-Words About Cash, a crew who were made infamous by Young Thug's future arch nemesis, YFN Lucci, who just like Thug, has been locked up on RICO charges since 2021, with him eventually agreeing a plea deal with prosecutors and currently having a rumored release date of January 2025. But for some reason, the prosecutors in Lucci's RICO case would claim that YFN was formed as a subgroup of ABG around the mid-2010s. But in reality, YFN has actually existed at least since the late 2000s, and Lucci has seemingly been involved with the crew since the very beginning. ABG and YFN hail from the Summerhill and Peoplestown neighborhoods that are located on the other side of the Interstate 85 from the Mechanicsville neighborhood of Lil Woody. And like the name Atlanta Blood Gang boldly proclaims, they rep the wider Blood Gang just like the Rock crew, with their main faction of the Bloods seemingly being from the Los Angeles originated Inglewood Family Gangster Bloods, or IFGB, also known as the IF Gang, or Nine Deuce, based on the 92nd Street in Los Angeles where the gang originated from, which is often stylized as WH92P, with the 92 replacing two O's in the word whoop, a word that members commonly use to rep the gang. However, ABG used to also be closely associated with Sex Money Murder, with some of their main members, like the rapper Ola Player, repping the gang heavily. During the early 2010s, there was seemingly great unity between the blood gangs of Atlanta, with ABG members, like another one of their main rappers, Bloody J, shouting out numerous gangs, sets, and cliques on social media, such as 30 Deep, DRC, YLC, Bird Gang, Rock Crew, Y5 aka Young Crew or Brew, and Six Money Murder. The Rock Crew and ABG were seemingly getting particularly close around 2012, as Young Thug would collaborate with them numerous times on the music side, with Bloody J, Ola Player, and Thug even releasing a song called Sex Money Murder, a straight up anthem for their gang, whilst also making numerous appearances with each other on video. With the Bloods relatively united, their main beefs were seemingly with other gangs, such as the Rollin' 60s Crips from the Thomasville Heights neighborhood. But in late 2012, a major change would take place in the Rock Crew, as some of the members would begin to rep a new set called the Young Slime Life, also known as YSL. The prosecutors would later claim during the YSL RICO trial that YSL was specifically founded by three people: Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, Walter Murphy, aka DK, and Trontavious Stevens, aka Slug, or Tip. However, the exact specifics of how YSL came to be is still shrouded in mystery, as the Rock Crew members weren't the only ones to rep this name, as it was also used by Sex Money Murder members associated with other sets, such as the ABG. Of course, this is not particularly surprising, given that the Rock Crew by no means came up with the name on their own, as Sex Money Murder members had at this point been calling each other Slimes for some time in Atlanta, and much longer on the East Coast, where the gang originated, with the origin of the term slime going back decades, with New York City rappers like Nori and Vado having used it at least since the early to mid 2000s, as Vado would explain to DJ Vlad in a 2010 interview.
I heard you started saying slime like 5 years ago.
Yeah, been saying slime.
So did you make up slime?
Nah, I'm not gonna say I made it up. You know,
nothing is made up.
This is how you make it in
Nothing is made up under the sun, bro.
Hollywood. Lie, cheat, steal.
You got ads exposing.
Do whatever it takes.
I'm not even exposing him.
Someone in my neighborhood, which is G-Dog, shout out to G-Dog, he used to always say slime. He like a big homie to my camp, so I started saying slime. But come to find out, Nori was saying slime. So he probably got it from Nori, but Nori the big homie, you know what I'm saying? So he the slime father, he gave it to me. You know what I'm saying? Slime gave it to me and I'm running with it.
You slime in a sentence. Like give us like a slime dictionary here.
Hey yo, what's going on, slime? When you sliming through? What up with that slime you was with the other day? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it could be a noun, a verb.
It could be everything. But yo, slime was good.
Nor himself, on the other hand, has stated that slime was never supposed to be a gang-related term.
Slime was invented. Let me tell you how slime was invented. Don Leezy is the hugest pork eater I've ever known. He eats the pigs, everything. Don Leezy came to me and said, Slime, I'm going to the store to get a Pepperdine sandwich. Pepperdine sounded like pork to me.
Right.
I said no. Come to find out, Pepperdine was a version of turkey. He comes to the studio, I said, oh, let me get a half. This is exactly how slime started. He said, it's a slime. because I also invented the word haterade and jump off. This is
Damn. He said you a slime ass nigga. You tried to, you want to ask for my, I asked you if you wanted a sandwich, nigga. Now you trying to slime ass nigga.
Slang. People use that as a gang terminology.
Right.
They say you slime, then you affiliated with a certain gang. You bozos. And it was also kind of to replace the word. So it's kind of like positive.
But anyways, before YSL was formed, or at least around the same time, the ABG rapper Ola Player was already calling himself the King Slime, a moniker that Young Thug would later begin to use himself.
King Slime, you don't know that.
But whoever ultimately came up with the YSL gang didn't matter at the time, as they were all close to each other and repping that name together. When Ola Player would release his 2014 mixtape, Slime Season, another name that Thug would later use himself, Ola would name Young Thug in the features as simply YSL, explaining in an interview how Thug was one of his slime little bros. YSL had quickly gained popularity in the streets, as Ola would also tell in the interview, but of course, as we know now, it wasn't long after this when these friendships would come crashing down due to the murder of Donovan Thomas, aka Big Nut, and the Atlanta police would truly be—
So look, bro, next we finna get into the Big Nut when I come back and do the part 2, bro, but so far, you know, this video is gonna be, I don't know, should I react to the whole thing? It's gonna take me a minute though. Or the next one, should I make it like over 30 minutes or under 30 minutes? Should I keep them 30 minutes? Let me know in the comments. Get interactive, man. I'm out though.